Troubling story out about cruise passengers being robbed at gunpoint. Another story about a U.S. cruise port having its best month ever. MSC Cruise Line celebrating its latest ship milestone. And a simple question. Is Carnival Cruise Line treating us like babies? Treating us like babies when it comes to alcohol consumption? I'm a man, baby. Or I'm a man, baby. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. Let's hit this top story first, and then I'll give you a little update as to where I'm at in the world. Cruise news story number one comes from Port Elizabeth in South Africa. It has recently been renamed to a name that's very hard to pronounce. Gqeberha. You gotta make a clicking sound somewhere. Gqeberha. That's where this happened, but it used to be called Port Elizabeth. There was a group of tourists that left a small cruise ship and went on a city-guided tour. They had a tour guide. This occurred around 11 a.m. yesterday when the group was visiting the Fort Frederick Monument. The tour guide was approached by an armed robber. The tour guide tried to dissuade the man from robbing the group, but while he was dealing with the armed robber, the accomplices of the man with the gun swooped in and stole belongings from the tour group, taking cameras and money and bags and their personal belongings. Fortunately, the robbery occurred without any incidents of violence. No passengers were harmed. The passengers returned to their cruise ship. This was reported to the police, but at the time of the people sailing off, nobody had been apprehended. And of course, now you have a bunch of people that are without their stuff. This is a scary story. One of the things I am most concerned about when I go to a foreign port is holding on to my stuff. I could not imagine the challenge I would be in if my cell phone got stolen or my wallet got stolen with my ID, or, fortunately, things like credit cards, those are easy to turn off, and, bank accounts to stop the flow of money. But you lose your ID, you lose your passport, you lose your cell phone, anything like that. It's going to be a big challenge to finish out your cruise. It's probably ruin your whole cruise. But I feel like it's a good story just to remind everybody that when you are traveling, whether it be internationally or domestically, wherever you live, when you're going to a new place where you're unfamiliar with the surroundings, unfamiliar with the communities, to kind of be on high alert, to make sure that you've got a plan in place for protecting your valuables. Because while hopefully the majority of the people in the world are decent, there are going to be some people out there that are looking to benefit off of your vulnerabilities, and you want to be prepared for that. I had to stop and record part of that story a few times because we are in the North Sea. We are making our way from Amsterdam to Invergordon or Inverness for our port stop tomorrow, and it is rocking and rolling. Here's a little bit of the sea so you can take that in. And here's a little bit of the movement as represented by the pull on the shade of the window here. If you listen close, you can probably hear some creaking, and of course you can see the movement of the pole. It's been really rocky for the last 12 hours. Of course, I sleep pretty good when that's the case, so no big deal there. Cruise news story number two. There is a U.S. cruise port that is celebrating its biggest month ever. We're talking about the Port of New Orleans. Port of New Orleans, Port NOLA, had its biggest month ever in March of 2023, servicing 155,225 passengers across 39 vessel calls. This includes cruise ships and river vessels, but yeah, this is bigger than any number they've ever had before, and it's a positive story, at least for the cruise restart, as we see many of these ports celebrating these milestones of servicing more passengers than even before the shutdown. Port of New Orleans, really important port in U.S. history. I'm glad they are doing well. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun. Great song. Shout out to Ludacris. Cruise news story number three MSC Cruises is celebrating a shipbuilding milestone as its newest cruise ship, MSC Eurybia, has completed her sea trials. And guess what? That vessel is seaworthy. MSC Eurybia is MSC Cruises' second LNG cruise ship that's liquefied natural gas. Now that she's completed her sea trials, she will be moved to a wet dock in Saint-Nazaire, France. She'll be at the shipyard of Chantier de l'Antique for completion before she starts her cruises in June. She'll be cruising primarily in 2023 and 2024 in the Northern European area, which is kind of close to where I'm at. But yeah, so this is exciting. MSC continues to march forward, trying to assert its dominance in the global cruising market as it adds another cruise ship to her fleet. And for those of you that don't know what MSC stands for, it's the Mediterranean Shipping Company, which is the parent company of MSC Cruises. And, well, there's a lot of money there. That's how they're building all of these ships. Now, we got to talk about something that I probably didn't realize, but then I just started to realize. We got to talk about how Carnival Cruise Line is treating us full-grown adults like big babies when it comes to alcohol consumption. And I want to ask the question whether it's reasonable, whether it's fair. But before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. It's the way that YouTube notifies you when new episodes come out so that you don't miss it. Make sure to check. If you think you're subscribed, make sure to check, because I've had a few people tell me lately that they're no longer subscribed. So subscribe, notification bell on. Helps you out by getting you the shows as quick as possible, and it helps me out because, it's a vanity metric that I'm tracking. I want to have a cajillion subscribers, and so you can stroke the big man's ego if you like by subscribing. Thank you in advance. All right, here's the deal. I've known for a long time that Carnival's Cheers package, which is their alcohol drink package, capped out at 15 drinks per day. And so sometimes it's a meme, sometimes it's a thing where, can you be a part of the 15 drink per day club? This is alcoholic beverages only, so you could have as many sodas and anything included in the Cheers package, but you could only have 15 alcoholic beverages a day. It's like in a 24-hour period, starts at 6 a.m., goes to 6 a.m. But what I did not realize was that limit of 15 drinks goes beyond the drink package. This applies to every person cruising on Carnival that's of legal drinking age. In one 24-hour, 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. period, every passenger, the limit for them is 15 drinks. And this is significant because I've heard a lot of people articulate that the 15 drink limit on the Carnival drink package was to make sure that Carnival still made money off of the drink package. No, it's a prohibition for everyone that you can only have 15 drinks in a day. I have posted a poll on the community tab here on the YouTube channel, and most people, 87% to 13% believe that 15 drinks a day is enough, but there's 13% of the people out there that thinks that that's not true. Now, here's the philosophical question that I want to dig into. Carnival is essentially saying, regardless of your drinkability, regardless of who you are, 15 is enough. So whether you have a high tolerance, a low tolerance, they're not even going to try to consider whether or not they should cut you off because you've had too much to drink. They're just going to cut you off based on this number of 15 drinks, regardless of when you consume the drink. So is it right for them to cap you at 15 drinks without even considering your state of inebriation? I have a little bit of experience with this. I used to work serving cocktails and wine at a fine dining restaurant in Nashville. We had to take a class before we could do that. You had to get an ABC card. And part of the thing that you had to learn was how to judge a person's inebriation, whether or not to cut them off. It was significant for a restaurant on land because obviously you don't want people driving drunk, and it's kind of up to the people serving to make sure that you don't overserve. But it sounds like on the cruise ship, or at least on Carnival, they're not even taking that into consideration. They're just saying, look, 15 drinks is enough. Let me kick that question over to you. Do you think it's reasonable? Do you not think it's reasonable? Do you have a good argument for more than 15? Do you have a good argument for less than 15? Is 15 too much? Interesting conversation popping around, but I don't think everybody knew that 15 drink limit applied not only to the drink package, but just to everybody in general. So let me know if that was new information to you. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. Do me a favor, take a shot of your favorite drink and smack that shot glass right on the like button. or just hit the like button with your finger. That's probably easier than trying to drink and do it. But either way, please hit the like button. This is Tony for La Lido Loca from the North Sea, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido.